Safaricom transaction into the international markets. Kenya will not lose time. We can only take 2 months. And as I said in my presentation, we will definitely get a higher value, maybe even from the same buyers. Honorable Maduku, I agree with you in terms of fees. There is the canon, even in stockbroking there is. But I think our business is not to encourage the people we are oversighting towards the ceiling. Our business is to push them towards the floor. Because any savings between the floor and the ceiling, any saving in there is going directly to the Kenyan people through various services. You also talked about divestitures that happens in terms of breaking the parts. Unfortunately, the companies you gave, none is in the business like the one, none is close to Safaricom in the business they are in. But breaking down happens in 2 levels. There is the breaking down of a company that is too diversified. That is what GE was. At some point, GE had more than 200 parts, and especially when Jack Welch was the CEO. So there is a difference between when you have an agricultural company that also does telco, that also manufactures carpets, that also manufactures camera. That was what GE was. And that is why they are breaking down. What am I trying? I'm looking for words so that they fit into the explanation. Safaricom, you are talking about a company with 3 parts, which all can be a client to each. But beyond being a client to each, at our company will be a client to the telco. And the fintech will also be a client to the telco. But beyond that, it opens the 3 entities to do business with other people. If you are in Kenya and you need to use towers, then you'll go to a tower company that is independent. However, the shareholding will be split across all the 3 entities. The same shareholding that there is in the group will percolate in the 3. Also, the issue of HP, the companies, Honorable Maduku, you agree with me, the scenarios are quite different. The homogeneity of their transaction is very different from the current one. As I finish, cross-listing, I agree, especially regionally. Cross-listings that are happening is cross-listing towards Kenya, not without Kenya. What I mean is that we have regional companies listing in Kenya, like Umeme, like the Bank of Kigali is listed in the NSC, but we barely don't have a lot of Kenyan companies listed elsewhere. However, as you rightly put it, cross-listing is very important also for capital flow. Let me use an example. The other day we saw a company saying they have discovered gold in Kenya worth so much. If you look at that company, a small entity, it was actually at some point listed in the LSE. So they got there, they raised the money, but the money comes to grow our country. It is the same arrangement we should have and encourage, where we have Safaricom, but for it to even realize real value in the market, expose it not to smaller markets than the bigger markets. In terms of Africa, our Kenyan companies, including Safaricom, should be looking into cross-listing in JSE, and then go beyond Africa, LSE, you can go to NASDAQ, you can go to NYSE, and the rest. And I agree with you, there is so much value to derive from there. Double layering, as you said, I think the answer is, why do it? If you own this hotel, why do you need a layer of 8 companies? This owning this and the other owning the other. Why would you do all that much work if you are above board?
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Ndindi. Now we'll give Mheshimiwa Mboni, Mheshimiwa Makilap.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.